It's important for us as Americans and as Indians to remember the more we put into this relationship, the more we will get out. The more we insist on kind of cynical calculation in the place of trusted relationship, the less we will get. But the more that we trust, not always what do I get out of this transaction today in exchange for something I'm giving, but that I give without thinking about that. Trust me, you will receive more back in both sides. That's certainly been my governing philosophy as ambassador and leader of this mission. It's also been what I've been trying to impress upon Americans, because this relationship in Washington is a special one indeed. It is very wide. In Washington today, where very few things unite American political leaders, it is bipartisan, it is bicameral, and it is bi-branch. But as I also remind my Indian friends, while it is wide and it is deeper than it's ever been, it is not yet deep enough. That if we take it for granted from the Indian side towards America, I'll fight a lot of defensive battles trying to help this relationship ahead, but this senator or this member of Congress, concerned about an NGO, concerned about a religious group, concerned about a human rights issue, concerned about the things that sometimes we pretend don't exist, but we must actually confront and find a good language to talk about. We are a little bit from two different cultures in which we say all the time, please do criticize us. We criticize ourselves. And then he says, no, it's not the role of countries to criticize each other. And then once in a while, we might say something critical, and he say, why are you criticizing us? Countries shouldn't do that. But if you look at the circles that unite our values, they're not completely concentric, but they mostly overlap. I would say 80 to 90%. And let us not, in the words of Freud, take the narcissism of small differences and focus on the small crescents on the outside and ignore that huge middle in which two democracies that embrace elections, that's a contrast with autocracies and dictatorships. Two, that do not want to project our power in the world, but that seek peace. That's different than countries who violate borders or who want to break or rewrite international rules. You see, we have much more in common, and indeed it cuts to the heart of who we are to let those small differences let others either for us or even people in our own country say, no, 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 we're not looking at the world the same way. Because I fundamentally believe we are. India sees its future with America, and America sees its future with India. Full stop.